Hello yogis, welcome back. My name is Naomi and today is yoga hamstring immersion. Which means we are going to work on your hamstrings today. And it's quite an uncomfortable place to work on for a lot of people, but we are going to warm up your hamstrings slowly, and before you know it, your hamstrings become more flexible, and then the yoga postures will also become a little bit more enjoyable. So if that is something you want to work on, then do this video and I will see you down on your mat. So we are going to start with head to knee pose. So you can come sit down on your mat and straighten the legs out in front of you. Then you can start with bending your left knee and place the left foot on the inside of your right leg. For some, it might be nice to sit up higher on a blanket, but you don't have to, only if you have that around, and otherwise just sit up straight. You breathe in and you lift the arms sideways up. Make sure your spine is straight. You breathe in, and on your out breath, reach forward as much as you can, and then you fall down. So place your hands next to your ankle or your calf if you cannot reach there, and then bring your nose towards your knee. We're going to stay here for a minute. So if you have a bend in your front knee, then you might want to place something below it if it's like not comfortable, but on the other side, you just stay where you are and just breathe into the stretch. You don't have to push yourself into it, because if you push yourself, it's gonna hurt and it's not going to help you become more flexible. So just relax into this posture. And make sure you relax the shoulders and your neck. Just breathe into your right hamstring. Slowly breathe in, and on your out breath you can roll yourself back up, sit up straight, maybe rotate the shoulders down, and then straighten out the left leg in front of you. And then you can slowly switch to the other side. So then bend your right knee and place your right foot on the inside of your left leg. Also, if you need to support the bent knee, you can place your block under the knee as well. Sit up straight. Breathe in and reach out the arms above you. Breathe in. On your out breath, reach forward and then fall down. Bring your nose to your knee and do not grab your foot and push yourself into the posture. Just keep the arms next to your ankle and then just relax your shoulders and your neck. If you feel a stretch, then that is all you need to do. Then just relax into it. Staying here for a minute. And because this is the first posture you're probably doing today, or maybe did some other practice, but if this is the first posture today, then really just slowly warm up your hamstring by not pushing yourself. Slowly breathe in. On your out breath, you can roll yourself back up, sit up straight, rotate the shoulders down your ears, and then stretch out the right leg in front of you. If you like, you can shake them out for a moment. From here, we are going right away into your downward facing dog, so you can start on the hands and the knees. Then curl your toes in the floor and then lift the hips up and back. So make sure the hands are shoulder width apart and the feet are hip width apart, and push your heels towards the floor. Rotate the shoulders down. So in every downward facing dog, you want to push yourself away from the floor as if you are doing a handstand. So try to remember that in downward facing dog. Then you can bend the left knee and you can push your right heel towards the floor. And now we are stretching your right hamstring. And you can stay here and breathe into the hamstring, or you can switch a little bit faster. Then bend the right knee and push your left heel towards the floor and keep pushing yourself away. So the arms are strong. And switch, left knees bent. And one more time, switch, bend your right knee. And then push your both heels towards the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. You can slowly walk your feet towards your hands. So take your time to roll your foot on the floor, and maybe you feel the hamstrings as well. And then when you're here, you can slowly fold down. Also, in your standing forward bend, you can feel the hamstrings. You also might feel your back. If you have a slight bend in the knees, that's fine. But from here, you can bend your left knee. So the heels are still on the floor here. Bend the left knee, keep your right leg straight. Place your left fingers on the floor and open with your right arm. And look up if that is comfortable for your neck. If that is not comfortable, look down. If you need to use your block, you can place your fingers or your hand on a block, also really nice. And what you can do as an option here as well is you can place your right hand on your left outer thigh. Maybe you can grab it. And maybe you can open up your chest a little bit more and look up. Just a few breaths here. Breathe in, reach out the right arm, and then straighten out the legs, fold down. You can breathe in, lift halfway up, look forward, and breathe out, fold down. Then you can switch to the other side. So you can bend the right knee, keep the left leg straight, and you can keep your right hand on the floor, lift your left arm up and look up. If you like, you can place your left hand on the right outer thigh as well. Open up your chest and look up. And you always want to find more relaxation in a posture. So keep checking in where you can relax more. So a lot of times it's just shoulders and your neck, maybe your face. Breathe in and reach out the arm. Breathe out and fold down. Breathe in, lift halfway up. And breathe out, fold down. We are going to step back into a plank pose. So place your hands below the shoulders and then come into your plank pose. The hands, you want to push them into the floor and you want to push your shoulders away from the ears. And firm up your quadriceps. Feel your big toes in the floor and pull your navel back in and up. We are moving into a baby chaturanga, so breathe in. On your out breath, slowly bring the knees to the floor. Then bring the weight forward and then keep pointing the elbows to the back and slowly come down, forehead on the floor. Breathe in, lift up for a cobra pose. Hips are on the floor, elbows are in, shoulders are down. Breathe out, fall down. Curl your toes and push yourself back into a downward facing dog. Slowly breathe in and breathe out. Then from here we are moving into a low lunge. So you can place your right foot in between the hands and lower down the back knee, untuck your toes and lift the arms up. In your high lunge or low lunge, because your knee is on the floor, make sure your front knee is in line with the ankle. And if your shoulders are hurting, you can place the hands in front of your chest, otherwise keep them up. I like to interlace my fingers, and maybe you can touch the ears with your arms. Then sink deeper down into the hips and open up your chest. Maybe look up, maybe bend a little bit more to the back. So breathe in and breathe out, sink a little bit deeper. From here we're moving into your half split. So you can place the hands on the outside of your right foot and then stretch out the front leg and flex your front foot. So in this posture you want to make sure the hip is above the knee. So a lot of people when they are here, they tend to be a little bit too much to the front, so the line is gone, and some of you are more to the back. So make sure, keep checking in with yourself, hip above the knee. Then you want to square the hips forward, so your right hip is inwards and your left hip moves a little bit forward. It's a slight movement. You can place your hands on a block if you like, maybe two, or maybe a pillow, also fine. But keep making sure you flex your right foot, and that will really increase the stretch in your hamstring. When you breathe in, you can make a little bit more space, and on your out breath you can maybe fold a little bit deeper down. And also here, if your knee is bent, or you have a deep bend or a slight bend, it is all okay. Don't compare yourself and just work with where you're at this moment. And just breathe. That's all you need to do. And the more you come back to the practice, the easier it will get and the faster you create progress. But you know, it has to be fun. If it's a goal to make your hamstrings more flexible, ask yourself if it is fun, or you just like to do yoga like I do, and just the flexibility will be a natural process. And slowly breathe in. Breathe out, bend the front knee. Place your foot back on the floor. We're moving into lizard pose. So you can place the hands on the inside of your right foot, and you can also bring your right foot a little bit more to the right side of your mat. Some of you are here on the hands. Some of you maybe use a block for under the hands. Maybe you have more flexibility, come down on the elbows. Maybe use a pillow or block for that, or maybe come all the way down on the floor. We're moving a little bit more into the hips in this posture. Make sure the elbows are in line with your shoulders, and if you're on your hands, then make sure the wrists are in line with your shoulders. And make sure you stretch out your left leg, so the knee is not supporting the hip, your knee is away from your hip. So for this next posture, it might be a little bit of a tricky transition. So come back up on the hands, and then you can bring your right foot in between the hands again and lift the back knee. We're moving into standing splits, so you can lift the left leg up slowly. Then maybe you grab your ankle with your right hand and bring your nose towards your knee, and then you're here. And this is standing split, so you can really feel this one in your right hamstring. And you want to bring your nose towards your knee. If you like to work on your balance more, you can also grab your ankle with both hands. It's a little bit more challenging, but you don't need to. You can make it more fun. Keep lifting your left leg up, use your abs as well. Breathe in. And slowly, with control, on your out breath, you can place your left leg back down and straighten out the front leg for pyramid pose. And then also here, the hips are pointing forward. So, yeah, that's it. The hips are pointing forward. And then just fold down, bring your nose to your knee. Also here, use your block if you need to. And also breathe into this right hamstring. If your knees bend again, just work there. Slowly breathe in. And on your out breath, you can walk your hands to the longer side of your mat, if you say it like that. And then just walk the feet out a little bit more. And bring the toes inwards and the heels outwards. And then just fold down for a wide-legged standing forward bend. If you like, you can grab your ankles or maybe your big toes. Or maybe just walk the hands all the way to the back so the fingers are pointing away from you. And if it's in your practice, you can also bring your head to the floor. If you like to try that, then you want to bring the feet a little bit further away from you. And then bring your head to the floor. But don't worry, not a lot of yogis in my classes are here. So just choose one option and stay there. Slowly breathe in, and on your out breath, come back halfway up, and then walk your hands forward again and step back into a plank pose, doing one vinyasa. So breathe in. On your out breath, lower down on the knees, pull your navel back in, shift the weight forward and lower down. You breathe in, lift up, cobra pose. Breathe out, fold down, curl your toes, and lift back up into downward facing dog. We're going to repeat everything on the other side, so breathe in. And on your out breath, step your left leg forward in between the hands and lower down the back knee and lift up the arms, low lunge. Maybe interlace the fingers, maybe touch your ears with the arms. Lower down the hips to the floor, breathe in, open up your chest, maybe lean a little bit more to the back. And I like to keep pushing my left foot in the floor, also my big toe. If you're really struggling with your balance here, you can tuck your toes in the floor, if that is okay for your knee. Breathe in, open up your chest. On your out breath, place the hands on the outside of your left foot and then move into half split. So straighten out the left leg. And maybe you need to place your foot a little bit further away so that the hips are above your knee. Hands are under your shoulders. Breathe in, lift halfway up. Breathe out and fold down. Bring your nose to your knee again and see how far you can go here. If you need to, grab your block again and make sure the hips are pointing forward. So this time your left hip comes a little bit inwards and your right hip moves a little bit forward. That's again a slight movement. Slowly breathe in and breathe out. You can bend the front knee and then moving into lizard pose. So place your left foot a little bit closer to the left side of your mat, and then maybe come down on the elbows or just stay on the hands. Just maybe choose the same option you did on the other side, or maybe you feel more flexible on the other side and now you're maybe a little bit deeper. So try to find that for yourself. And then we're staying here for about a minute. So I noticed, for example, that my left side is a little bit more flexible than my right. Just listen to these sensations and breathe. We are going to prepare for your standing split. So if you were on the elbows, slowly come back up on the hands and place your left foot a little bit closer to the middle again. Tuck your toes, lift the knee up, and then slowly lift the right leg up and bring the weight on the left leg. In your standing split, you do not want to open your hip up this time. Just make sure the hip is pointing down, which makes it actually harder. Maybe grab your ankle with your left hand and bring your nose towards your knee. Maybe you're there. Maybe you like to grab your ankle with both hands, challenge the balance. And keep lifting the right leg up. You can really feel this one in the hamstring. Breathe in. And on your out breath, with control, step your right leg back on the floor and straighten out the left leg for a pyramid pose. So in your pyramid pose, you want to bring the ankles in one line and make sure the back toes are pointing inwards, so towards you. Hands are below the shoulders. Breathe in, lift halfway up. Breathe out and fall down. Stay here. Keep pointing the hips forward again. And slowly breathe in and breathe out. We're moving into your wide-legged standing forward bend. So this time you can rotate to the right side of your mat, so the longer side, and then turn the toes in and the heels out. I'm going to change sides, otherwise you will look at my butt. So bring the feet a little bit further away from each other and then just fall down and you choose your options. Maybe grab your ankles, maybe walk the hands all the way to the back, maybe bring the head on the floor if you have that into your practice. Breathe into your belly. Try to create stillness in this posture. And slowly breathe in. On your out breath, come back up. And then step back into your plank pose. So walk the hands forward again. Step back. And then from here, moving into a baby chaturanga. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees to the floor. Bring the weight forward. Slowly come down. Breathe in, cobra. Breathe out, fall down. Curl your toes and push yourself back into downward facing dog. So take a deep breath in here and breathe out. We're almost there. You can bend the knees and look forward and step forward to the front of your mat. And then slowly fall down. From here, we're not done with the hamstrings yet. So you can grab your big toes with your pointer finger and your middle finger. Wrap it around your big toes. The feet are hip width apart. Then breathe in, you lift halfway up. And breathe out, you fold down. And you can bend the elbows here. Then bring your nose to your knees. And you're feeling your hamstrings here as well. Just go as far as feels comfortable. And then you can let go of your big toes. You can breathe in, lift halfway up. Maybe look forward, pull your navel back in. Breathe out and fold down. Then lift the arms sideways up and slowly come back up into a mountain pose. And place the hands together. We're moving back into one more vinyasa. So breathe in, lift the arms back up. And breathe out, fold down. Look at your knees. Breathe in, lift halfway up. And breathe out, fold down. Slowly step back into your plank pose and move into baby chaturanga. Bring the knees to the floor, lower down. Breathe in, lift up for your cobra. Breathe out, fold down. We're going into our last two postures, so you can straighten out the legs in front of you. And then reach out the arms in front of you. And then slowly roll yourself back down. So we are moving into a happy baby, which is for opening the hips. But we're going to do a variation on that one. So you can bring your knees into your chest. And then you can grab your feet from the inside with both hands. And then lift up the feet towards the sky. If you cannot reach there, you can grab your knees from the outside. And otherwise it's your option to grab your ankles, keep the feet close together and move the knees to the side. That is an option. But we're going to work on the hamstrings again. So if you have the possibility, then you can straighten out the legs, the knees. You might like to grab your big toes. It's maybe a little bit more comfortable. And if that is not in your practice, just stay where you are in your happy baby. I actually don't really practice this posture that often, but it's fun sometimes. And one more deep breath in. And then you can bend the knees and you can bring the knees into your chest and relax the hips. We are moving into our last posture, our reclining hand to big toe pose. So with this posture, you can place the left foot on the floor. Grab your right big toe again with your pointer finger and your index finger. And then you can straighten out the right leg. And if the knee is bent again, stay there. If you cannot reach your toe, grab your ankle. And your left hand is on the left hip. You can straighten out the left leg, but you can keep your foot on the floor. You see this posture also with a strap sometimes, so you can wrap the strap around the feet and then hold on to the strap. But the danger of using those props is that you are pulling too hard. So if you have that, you can use it, but be careful. I hope your hamstrings are feeling a lot more flexible already. I feel a big difference from the beginning of this practice and now. Try to pull your right shoulder back towards yourself. I've been doing yoga for over 3 years now, maybe even 4. And I notice a big difference in the flexibility of my hamstring. So it takes time, but it gets easier. You can bend the knee And then bring both knees into your chest. And then slowly you can switch to the other side. So place the right foot back on the floor and grab your left big toe and straighten out the leg. Place your right hand on the right hip, maybe keep your right foot on the floor or straighten it out. And then you're here. So try to bring your left shoulder inwards. And take in one more deep breath in. And on your out breath, you can bend the knee. And one more time, bring the knees into your chest. Relax your hamstrings. Relax your hips if you're feeling them as well. And then you can bring your nose to your knees and make yourself as small as you can. Breathe in. And on your out breath, place your head back on the floor, let go of the legs, and straighten the legs out in front of you, and then bring the arms down your side. Make sure you're comfortable here. Let go of all the postures you just did. Feel the weight of your body on the floor. Just relax. You can stay here in stillness for a longer time if you like. If you need that, then listen to the body. Otherwise, if you're done with your practice today, then you can slowly bring yourself back up, and then you can come back into a seated position. So yogis, I hope you enjoyed today's practice. Let me know how your hamstrings are feeling. I definitely feel mine. If you like to see more of these yoga postures, then let me know in the comments. And if you like today's practice, then let me know by giving this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you like to see more yoga videos. And hit the notification bell because I post new videos every Monday and Friday. And you don't want to miss out on anything if you want to enhance your yoga practice. So until next time, place your hands together, breathe in and breathe out. Namaste.